What is up, guys? It's your boy Malik back at it again with another banger, and today we're gonna be doing a Q&A. I got my boy Jensen here.
What's up?
You wanna introduce yourself? He doesn't have a YouTube channel.
I don't.
He should.
It's a lot of commitment. I'm not ready for that.
I'm trying to collab with some people, bring some new people on, get some new faces. So I just released some information that I can't tell you guys just yet, but I'm going to do a whole nother video just on that, a surprise for you guys. And we're almost at 800 subscribers. So you know what I was actually thinking, bro? Being as we got 50 questions for you guys today, we're gonna get another 50 questions, make it 100, make it a part 2 for you guys, and in a part 2, what do you say we give away a GC2B binder? There
you go.
Facts. Whoever's extra small, because I think that's the only size I have right now. If you're extra small and you're trans, you need a binder, drop down a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you share this video. And if you're in the US, I will mail it to you. I had somebody hit me from like fucking Toronto and they were like,
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. And I was just like, bro, that's international shipping. I don't think I
don't got it like that.
Yeah, I don't got it like that. For all that, you could just order one.
No, for real.
Right. It's like $40. There you go. To kick into it, we're gonna start answering these questions. Some are a little juicy.
A little juicy.
Just a little bit. What's the first question, bro?
Well, this is one of the ignorant things trans people say. Or not people say to trans people, but you don't look trans.
What does trans look like? What is your response to that?
I tell them that's the point. Like, that means I'm doing something right. T's working, you know?
Right.
And like, am I supposed to announce it? As if I'm supposed to tell you when I meet you, you know?
Right. Nice to meet you, bro. I'm Malik. I'm trans.
I'm Jimmy. I'm trans.
Right? I've been on testosterone for 2 years. How long you been cis? Right. Like, people sound crazy.
You have better facial hair than most guys I know.
Because I'm a guy. But
what do you mean most guys?
Listen, I don't even have facial hair, so it's crazy to think the things that define other people's, like...
And as if you don't have facial hair, you're not a man. You know how many cis men can't grow facial hair? You
know how many cis people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were trans because you know other trans guys like you make me look bad." And they're like, I don't have a whole fucking chin strap like him, so I'm like,
yeah, because when you and I met, you didn't even know I was trans.
Right.
It took like 15 minutes. So what do you have?
Like referring to like down there or something?
Yeah, like what do you have down there?
That's like the same thing as like how I just like dapped him up and said, "How long you been cis?" Like that's like me dapping you up. What's up? You got a vagina or a dick?
Yo, for real.
Like before we even get to know each other, what do you have? I need to know.
We're not sleeping together, but what do you have?
What do you have?
Because it's important. I need to know. To be able to sleep at night.
Right now.
Tell me, and if you don't, I'm gonna get mad. And call you a tranny.
Right. I'm gonna get really mad. Like, oh yeah, my bad.
When did you decide to be trans? Took a couple years for me to decide, you know?
Right. I've been in a 22-year phase, guys. It's been a minute.
I don't know what to say when people ask me that. Like, when did you decide? I just say it wasn't a decision. I was like, I chose to transition when I was 18, but I didn't decide to be trans. That's not how it works. Number 5. Oh my goodness. You were so pretty before.
Yo, I get that all the time. They be like...
I want to vomit on you when you say that.
Facts. I had somebody, literally no lie, they were like, those legs. I was like, what?
That block button.
Right, that block button.
Oh my goodness.
They said your legs, you don't shave. My cousin says that all the time. He's like, you don't shave your legs anymore.
Why would I shave my legs? Bitch, I didn't shave my legs before. What you talking about?
He's like, you need to shave those pits. Like, what? You
Why?
shave your pits? He's like, yeah, so I don't sweat. You're different.
I don't know about that. My sister, she didn't know anything about like even like the trans community, the LGBTQ
But the
community.
fact
She
that
didn't know.
the fact that how old is she?
We're twins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a little slow, guys. So the fact that like even like for say my brother, just in the particular fact of my brother, when I told him, he was so young, and like to see like him grow up with a sister, and then one day you just tell this little boy like, these are my pronouns, this is what you're gonna go by, this is what I want you to respect me by. And within 24 hours since that day, I told him he's never never ever switched up.
Malik,
so that's why it confuses me when people are like, oh, it's just taking me a minute. Like
my sister, I get why it was rough for her. Like, we're twins, like we were twin sisters, you know what I mean? Like, that's a bond that really can't be broken. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm still me, you know? And she tells me all the time. She's
and I
like,
think
I'm so much happy. She's like, I'm happy that I have a brother now.
Yeah.
And it seems...
I feel like it's just better. That sibling. I think only siblings would understand.
And like, I have an older sister, and even she's like, she doesn't get it, but she's cool with it. You know what I mean? She's like, as long as you're happy, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's how everybody should be. I don't understand that. When we're dating girls, when people ask us, oh, does your girlfriend like girls?
Yeah.
Or like when we're with guys, they're like, oh, is your boyfriend bisexual?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I mean. I did a whole video on like the whole like pansexual thing.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like I'm gonna say it again. I'm pansexual, so like anybody that comes at me for like, if I have a girlfriend right now, but I plan to be with her I am hoping for a while, forever. But she's a good one. And I'm saying, when you're with whoever you're with, it just turns out to be like, you're with whoever you're with. You fell in love with whoever you fell in love with. I didn't fall in love with what was in your pants. Exactly.
You know, and if I did, it wouldn't be love.
There's no box around what you love or like what you can't love. So I just find it funny when people come at me and they're like, oh, he's gay. I'm like, crickets, or
is he?
Or right, like what is that supposed to mean? That's not even an insult. Because that goes with
this next one. How do you have sex?
How do you have sex? That's a common question too.
What do you mean? How do you have sex? Like everybody else. Nobody has sex the same, so why ask, how do you have sex? You ask everybody else that question? You know what I mean?
Drop a comment below how you have sex.
Yeah, right? Let me know.
Let me know, because I'm curious too.
Like, when I meet somebody, my first thought isn't, damn, I wonder how they sleep with their partner.
Right, like that's...
I'm like, what?
What goes through your mind? I'm telling you.
What was your name? Like, why do people ask me that question? What was your name?
Do you get that question a lot?
All the damn time.
I've never got that question.
Everyone asks me that question.
I don't think I've got that question yet in my transition. Like, unless you're slipping up, and then they'll be like, why did they call you that? But like, other than that, I've never got that question.
Like, most people, like a lot of people, they just be like, what was your name before? Well, what's your real name? First of all. Like, half these people around that we know, they don't go by their real names.
Right.
Why does it matter?
Right. What's your street name?
Have you gotten the surgery?
What's the surgery?
Which one?
Which one?
There's like 5 we can get.
Right. There's a lot of surgeries that everybody can. You get your titties done? Did you?
Yeah, you get a booby lift today?
Just saying. Just want to know.
Just trying to... How do we feel about family that doesn't support us?
I honestly grown to just not care. I think that's how, sadly, I wouldn't say every trans person, but it's just like any other thing, not any other big thing you go through in life. You can't really dwell on it.
You can't worry about what everybody else
thinks. You can't worry about what everybody else thinks, especially your family at that. Like, if it was your family, they should have been riding with you to the freaking wheels fell off. Like, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Because I know personally for me, I'll ride for any of my family members. So, like, I don't understand why it'd be different. But, I mean, can't they expect the same out of everybody?
My family, I don't know. They, I don't really have family that doesn't support me. Like, my family is just older. Like, everybody in my family had children older. So my grandparents are, like, very, very old. But even my grandparents, they don't get it, but they respect it. They use my pronouns. And
Facts.
names,
My grandma.
You know?
I think it's just old age. You're just like, oh, I'm sorry, but I love you. I love you.
And it's like you can't even get upset with that because like your grandma loves the hell out of you.
Right.
It's grandma.
She don't mean no harm.
Exactly. And even if she did mean harm, she's gonna be apologizing 10 minutes later. What method of tea do we take? Or do we
I take shot injections. Muscular, what is it? Intramuscular injections.
What's your dose?
My dose is 0.5 milliliter every Tuesday. You take shots too?
Yeah, I take shots intramuscularly in my ass because my muscles are too dense in my legs now, so it just hurts every time. And we could take the same, but I take 0.1 bi-weekly.
Does that hurt?
Hell yeah.
In your ass?
It tickles too. I be laughing because you can feel it, and I don't know, it just tickles. It's funny. Is your transition easier or harder now? Like as from like when you started from like now, do you think it's easier or harder?
I think it's a lot more easier now because I'm a lot more respected now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes along with the confidence that I built in myself, just because it's a journey and it's a transition. But yeah, I feel like it's a lot more easier just because of the endurance and everything that I built in within myself and physical appearance as well.
Oh, for sure. Like before, I could say I passed probably 50% of the time before I was on T.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be able to just pass pretty well. But now, I feel like it's easy now. I don't have to explain myself, I don't have to walk into a room and have people look at me and be like, oh, like, are they, like, it's just, I don't have to deal with it now. It's like I live my life and it's like, most days I forget I'm trans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What's offensive that people ask or say that they don't understand is offensive? Because I know a lot of people ask questions, like, and they sound so ignorant, but it's just really a place of curiosity, and they just don't know how to ask it.
I think anything that revolves around your genitals when first meeting somebody, a lot of you guys feel like you're entitled to know what is in between our pants. Like, we're another human just like you guys are, and like
we don't ask cis people those questions, like, that's not cool.
Yeah, like, we don't go, dap you up, say, or, nice to meet you, what's in between your legs. Like,
that's weird.
We're not an experiment. Weird. So, like, we get that you guys are curious, but that's what Google's for.
Yeah.
That's what, we're not saying anything by us not answering it. Maybe you're offending me. And don't get me wrong, not every trans person is like that. Personally, for me, I don't take offense by a lot of shit. Like, I'll answer whatever because I don't ask me anything. But
I really don't.
Try to ask rude. Right. Try to ask another trans guy all of these questions. They might get a little offended. Yeah. So that's why we're doing this video for you. So. Yeah. They have a right to. It's their life. So that's why we're doing this video to educate you guys a little bit more.
Exactly.
So you're not out here offending people's lives.
What do you call your parts?
What do you call your parts?
That was my friend's question. I feel like it's a good question because, especially like dating a trans person, like how do you approach that situation? In a like a romantic or sexual encounter.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard at first with like my girlfriend because, like, I don't know, like at first, like it's just like another body part to them, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's just like, not in a rude way that they're trying to offend you or anything like that, but it's just new for them. It's new for you. But I feel like before you guys even have sex or you guys, even get into
a conversation
like sexual,
it's
a conversation that needs to be had. You don't want to, be having sex or something like that and you get turned off because they're like, oh, that's my vagina right there. And
like I don't care about saying the word pussy. Like, that's not a word that I'm uncomfortable using. For a long time, I could not say that word. That's like a very new thing for me.
That word makes me cringe.
Yeah, and so many trans men say that. They're like, I can't, like, ugh. But for me, like, I don't love my parts, but I am comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Like, and I have a dick too. Like, so, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, for some people, they don't even want to hear that word. They don't want to see it, but some people just don't care.
I just think, guys, there's other words we can use out there. Yeah. Other than, pussy.
Pussy. Like, I don't care, but don't ever ask a trans man anything about his pussy, okay? That's gross. Don't say that.
Dead ass.
Because when you say that to me, if I don't know you, that's not cute. That makes me want to block you. Block, deleted, gone. Goodbye. That's not cute. We don't like that. Passing tip. Oh, and back to that. Don't ever say the word boobs. Just call it our chest. That's what it is. Okay? Chest.
Or I know, like, some people, like if you have to refer to anything down there, like, I will call it a hole. Like, do not...
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
That's how I... Like, even when I'm talking to other trans men, I would never say that word. That's just a word that I don't really care about.
Like, if you like penetration or anything like that, like, I would say...
Use the word hole.
You hole.
Don't say boy pussy either. That's revolting. That's worse than just...
I know, you guys probably laughing right now, but I'm dead serious. You do not know how common it is for people to say, you have a boy pussy? Like, what is that?
Oh my goodness.
Bro, I forgot I had cheese.
Fell out your pocket.
Right, cheese fell out my pocket.
Passing tips for pre-T guys. Or just any man on T.
What worked for you before you were on T?
I cut my hair and got clothes that were like... Boys, go to PacSun and H&M for your clothes.
Facts. H&M shirts fit so nice.
So
on
nice.
Your chest.
And it's not like, it's not snug here. It's snug on your shoulders and on your arms, but it's not snug on the top. I would just wear shirts that were bigger on me. And I wear a size 9, but to be real with you, I'm a size 7. I just don't want to have small feet. You feel me?
Yeah. What worked for me?
My voice always gave me away, though. And that's something that, like, not everybody can change that without the help of hormones. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate because, like, most times that's what we want is our voice and facial hair. That's all we want.
I know, but then we have, again, like, people that are just like, oh my god, your voice is so deep. But then, like, I go out in public and get, like, misgendered for, like, if I'm not getting misgendered female, I'm getting misgendered as, like, they think I'm a gay guy.
I get that a lot.
Or, like, I'm really flamboyant.
I don't mind that men flirt with me, but I feel like so many people just think I'm a gay guy because of my voice. Best and most comfortable way to bind?
I don't really like wearing binders for a long period of time because I just don't like the restriction around, like, your back.
It's hard to
move.
Yeah,
it's hard to move, but I try to, like, use KT tape every day. It's just really expensive.
It's like $20 for a roll that lasts like 3 days.
Yeah, like 3 days, and especially if you have a larger size
summer.
chest.
Yeah, in the summer, it doesn't matter if it's pro, extra pro. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's gonna
you
come
sweat.
off.
It's a wrap.
It's gone.
Yeah, if you're like fortunate enough to eat, guys, I found a link. I'm gonna put it below. That's actually where I started getting my KT tape on Amazon. The only thing is they're not like, you know how the KT tape is like already pre-cut.
It's not pre-cut.
It's not pre-cut, so you have to cut it yourself. But the
but
rolls,
that's better.
it is, and it's $10 for 3 rolls.
Is it KT like brand?
No, it's not KT tape brand. It's and they named it like something that's more guy like whatever. It's called Stronghold, like Men's Stronghold or some shit like that.
Is it for trans men?
Yeah, it's for trans guys.
Is that what you use?
Yeah.
When did you start that?
Like 3 months ago. Like I switch it up. Like I do. They only have like tan, so I'll switch it up between that, and sometimes I'll do it with like the colors with the KT.
Yeah, I get like pink and blue from
yeah,
CVS.
right now I have like black on. Yeah.
I wear a binder. Honestly, I wear like my chest is a small, but I wear a medium-sized binder because like I don't know, my chest is pretty small. So and I do prefer to tape. But I have really bad skin, so like sensitive skin.
My back is all fucked up
So
from
I
tape.
like I'll get blisters and they'll get like, and then I like have scars on my back from the tape.
Yeah,
it's rough.
This shit looks
but
crazy.
it's like if I took my like, there's scars from it. It's bad. But
I'm telling you, I even have like my rib cage now is like poking out from like taping, just from like pulling your chest all day. Like it's just like a whole ball.
It really does take like a toll on your chest. But I think taping in a sense is a little bit safer than binding. If you're like taping for a long period of time, like if you work like an overnight shift or whatever.
Bro, I remember I used to bind with duct tape.
Really?
Duct tape, and if I didn't have duct tape, because at the time like I didn't want my mom to know I was trans, so I would either use duct tape or I would use just an like an extra large ace bandage and just wrap the fuck out my chest. Yeah, just wrap it up, and like that's why this shit is poking out now, is because like my chest would just be like, I would just walk around like this all day.
Oh my goodness.
Like my shit was fucked up.
I've never ever had to. Yeah, I always wore a binder. Excuse me. Are you actually trans? Are you actually trans, Malik? Or are you lying?
I'm just a little trans.
Yeah, I'm not actually.
Just a little
just
bit.
kind of, you know?
Just a little bit.
Because we lie about that now. How has your life changed since T?
I think it changed for the better. I get a lot. I'm respected. Like I said, I'm a lot more respected. I feel like I'm heard more.
Yeah.
I feel like I was like in the closet. Yeah. Like you're heard the first time. And if I'm not, I'm pretty much done with whatever the fuck I'm talking about.
I lost the my life has I don't know. I've always like, even when I wasn't on T, I was comfortable with who I was. Like, I always knew that the day would come that I started T. So when the day did come, I was ecstatic, but I had prepared myself for it. So I feel like my life really hasn't changed that much. I was always content with who I was as a man. I didn't really need the medicine to help me, but it's definitely like, I wouldn't not take T if I had the choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the first change you noticed? That's funny.
I think mine was my dick.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I think mine was my dick.
My dick got tingly as fuck. Like the day after. Yeah. And I was like, I woke up and I was like, hold up.
Yo.
I called my doctor. I thought something was wrong.
I thought I had something.
I was like, and I was in like a long-term relationship at the time, and I was like, oh hell no, like this ain't it.
What the? I was
this
like, I'm not fucking around. I was like, I'm not doing nothing.
And I was like, I got mad, but I was like, I can't message her because I gotta call my doctor first, you know?
Yeah.
It was definitely that, for sure. I got a mustache 3 weeks after I started T.
Yeah, not shit. Not me. I remember I had to shave mine a couple of times to get it even through, but I know after that, the second change that I got was my voice, and it always felt like I was swallowing rocks.
Yes, it was
like,
hurt so
it
bad.
Hurt so bad.
I felt like I had strep for like 3 months straight.
Right.
What was our family's response when we came out?
My mom was pissed. More because I didn't tell her first. Thought our bond was like very, very close, where she wanted me to tell her first. My grandma, she was very, very supportive. Grandmas are just like teddy bears.
Yo,
like
grandmas are the best.
And my brother,
and even if they don't support you, they gonna tell you they
right,
you know.
Right. Just tell me what I want to hear. But yeah, I think between all the immediate family I told, my responses were pretty good.
I personally, I didn't tell the only person I told was my twin sister, and she actually told my dad, because when I tried to come out, my dad is great now, and he calls me his son, he calls me Jensen, it's great. But when I tried coming out to him a week before I told my sister, and I was about to start the conversation on the phone, and he's like, you know what I think is ridiculous? And I was like, what? He's like, the fact that there's a transgender porn star, like a transgender playboy. And I was like, dude, well, there that goes.
Right.
So never mind. And I thought I was never gonna tell him.
Yeah.
And he called me, and he didn't say anything. All he said was, I wish you told me yourself. And I was like, ooh. Like, that's like, oh,
right.
Shit.
Like, that's like when your mom
yes, that's when mom's like, I'm disappointed. Like, yo,
not
I'd
even
rather you be mad.
At shit, right? Just be mad.
Be
you'll
mad.
Get over that.
For real. You ain't gonna get over that disappointment anytime soon.
Right.
You're gonna go to sleep thinking about it.
Right.
You go pray to God about it. Like, come on now.
Right.
School and work acceptance. Like, did you get accepted, like, in your workplaces and school?
School, I didn't start transitioning until after school, and work, I've got fired from 3 jobs now for being trans. So we on a roll.
They out for you.
Yeah, they're out for me. I got ops. They out for me, but it's all good. I get jobs like it's nothing.
Yo, for real, you be just. I'll take this one.
I
and
get
this
one
one.
interviews back to back.
For me, everyone kind of like always knew. So even pre-T, work knew I was a guy. Work didn't care. Like I've always had jobs that I don't know if they care. I just don't care if they care. Yeah. So I don't notice it. They've never really said anything. I have had places say, "Oh, we'd love to have you in our company." Like, why? Because I'm trans.
Right.
Like there was this juice bar I got hired at, and they're like, "Oh, we'd love to have a trans person come and join our team." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Oh, we're all about acceptance." And I was like, "So y'all want to look good?"
Right. That's
like,
all. That's all it's all.
I was like, "That's messed up," because it was a cool job.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate when you love the job and there's just that one thing, and the one thing is something you can't change. Like, it's just about you.
Exactly.
Sucks.
Like, and it's like sometimes like it's the managers that are cool as hell. It's just coworkers. Like that one coworker you always have to work with, that's just always giving you the stink eye, huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? It's just annoying. What questions do we get asked the most?
Do you have a dick? Is your girlfriend gay?
When did you know you were, or when did you become trans?
Yeah, when did you know you were trans?
Which is a valid question.
Right. How do you have sex?
Which is a weird one.
You know.
All
the birds and bees.
The most annoying part about being trans.
I think being misgendered is the worst part for me, just because, like I always say, is I go through so much, whether it's, my name change or just taking medication weekly.
I know some of y'all don't know him in person, but I'm telling you right now, I don't know why he gets misgendered.
I don't know.
It's dumb. Like, it's so stupid. You see him across the street and you're like, all right, that's just a short guy.
Bro, I don't know.
Like,
sometimes I think it's just this town, and I think it's
this. They all know you grew up here.
Yeah, I grew up here, and I've been in this town. We're just around ignorant people sometimes. But I feel like if I moved out of the state, or
I moved towns. I moved from Durham to here.
Nah, I gotta get the fuck. We gotta get out of Connecticut. We gotta get out of Connecticut. So I don't know. I feel like if you just around new people and just positive vibes and shit like that, it's a lot better.
The most annoying part for me is the fact that my dysphoria just hits me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I can't control it. And there's literally, I'll go 3-4 weeks, feel so comfortable in my body, feel so confident, and then out of nowhere, I'll just wake up one day and I can't even look at myself in the mirror.
Facts. I feel like that was me. Like, it's the most shittiest thing to say, but that's like me, like the past 3 weeks, and it takes like the littlest thing for me to boost my confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I get a haircut and I'm fine.
Like, oh hell yeah.
Like, I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. But I'm definitely, it takes that like one thing to boost my confidence. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, like, I just need like a cute girl to tell me I'm handsome. Like,
yo, I'm telling you, that's why, I've never ever met a girl in my life that lets me know how handsome I am. Like, it gotta be like every half hour. Like, baby, you're so handsome.
Yo, for real.
Baby, you're so handsome. I'm like,
you're the best. What you hyping me for?
Right, what you gassing me?
Man, funny. How do we get our chest so flat?
Why, thank you. When I look down, I'm still disappointed sometimes, but I don't really know to take that as a compliment, because they're just like, you guys remind me of what I don't have, but then again, I'm happy I'm binding well.
Yeah, like, I'm glad my binder's doing his job, but at the same time, like, now I know I don't have top, and that pisses me off.
Right. Yep. Do you ever get the people that like try to violate you and feel your fucking chest?
Do you have...
Right, whoa.
Ma'am.
I'm about to,
Can I do that to you?
You know when
Can
grab something in the store, mom's like...
That's what I'm like...
Yeah.
Put that back. Put that back. We just wear binders, tape.
Binders,
shirts,
tape.
That darker shirts.
Testosterone
you look good in
helps
shirts.
a little bit.
Dude, okay. So I was... I hate saying this. I was like a C
I was about to say, I don't know cup sizes, but
now I'm like
big.
Smaller than an A. From T, and I've lost so much. I've lost about 30 pounds since I've been on T.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know where it went. but I'm not worried about it. The bad effects of tea.
Bad effects of tea. If I miss like 1 to 2 tea, like maybe like 1 tea shot, or like I'm even late, like my menstrual cycle will come back.
That doesn't happen to me.
Really?
Yeah.
It sucks, bro.
I was literally a week late the other week because I was just stupid and forgot, and like nothing happened. I did start cramping though, so that's how I remembered.
Yeah, like I'm telling, like I'll get the worst cramps. Like I can be 2 hours late doing my shot, and I get my. Like,
your body's that.
Yes, like that sensitive. Like if I miss it, if I'm 2 hours off, like I try to be really, really ahead of it.
Yeah.
Like last week, and I did it at like right when I woke up. Usually I do it in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even miss my shot, anything like that. Like, it was just a time
like, for
change.
you, does it stop right after?
Like, right after I do the tea shot? No, like, I have to wait the whole fucking week. Like, the whole week, and my symptoms are so bad. No, it doesn't stop.
For me, the worst effect is my anger. Like, I've had a really bad problem with that for some reason. Some guys say that they don't have a problem with it, but, like, it was bad for me to where I literally had to lower my dose at one point.
I think that's the best thing that it's done for me is I had no backbone before. Like, honestly, like, I was the
you
shyest.
Can stick up for yourself,
yeah, like, I was the shyest.
No, you don't take
anybody's
shit. You don't
like,
care.
Yeah, like, I'm
You'll
just
call
like,
someone out. I'm not trying to get you mad.
I'm like, honestly, like, it's either I'm done with the situation or I'm going to handle it. It's either one or the other, and I wasn't like that before at all.
Yeah. Do you feel the need to out yourself? I feel like I need to out myself before someone finds out.
Yeah, if it gets to that.
Before people start to ask questions.
If it gets to that and people are like asking questions and like the situation is a little sus, just for like my safety, I feel like I need to out myself. I need to know if I out myself right now, should I get out of this situation?
Yeah, like how are you going to react?
Right, how are you going to react?
Where I don't know how you're going to react, exactly.
Have you ever been in like a bad situation like that?
No. I don't really meet people like that care too much.
I feel you.
Like workplace, no. And I don't know. I feel like I'm not trying to be like, but I feel like I passed very well.
Yeah.
So like I haven't gotten misgendered in probably over a year.
I'm telling you, it's only because I'm in Middletown, but I was this one time I'm like in this lady's house and they invited me over, and like when you're like you say, you forget you're transgender sometimes, so you're just like, I'm like, yeah, like I'll come hang out. She had bottles, she had weed or whatever.
Yeah.
So we were smoking, we were drinking. I was like, I'll come chill with you or whatever. So I go over there and I'm chilling with her, and her son comes out from the room. Mind you, Middletown is so small, and he comes out from the room and he's like, oh, I know her. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then, mind you, like the whole room was full, like we're all just smoking, we're chilling. Mind you, I passed very well at the time, like my hair was cut very low, I bind, everything like that. It was summer, and this guy comes out and he's like, oh yeah, I know her. And just keeps going, like he couldn't have made a mistake or anything. Like he kept going, and he's like, yeah, I know her. Her uncle used to chill with my best friend, and we used to ride bikes together, and yeah, I know her. I'm just like, dude, like, oh my god, my heart started racing because you don't know, like,
you don't know
you don't know who in the room
you don't know
is
your crowd,
right? Like, you could have that one person in the room that's like that against trans people, and they want to kill them.
Because there are people like
there are, and that's all those stories you guys see. Like,
it's real.
It's real,
and it happens. What is an ignorant question people ask? Basically, it's the same thing we went over. Just questions about our genitals. It's none of your business.
Right.
The biggest misconception with bottom surgery. That there's only one kind.
I think that there's only one kind, and a lot of people think that you're always gonna have feeling.
Yeah.
That's why I personally don't want to get bottom surgery, because I personally know that with all the technology that we have out in the world, there's gonna be something that comes along the lines where you don't have to
use your damn arm.
You don't have to use your whole damn arm, right? Like I don't want to. It's about what knocks you down on my. I don't want this on my dick. And it's about what picks you up. We know what's gonna be up. But yeah, I don't want that on my arm. I just feel like there's definitely gonna be a lot more easier less cost effective.
I say right now,
everything.
I don't want it. Maybe 10, 15 years from now, if you can, like, you know, find a way to, like, I know these doctors know a way to make, for trans men to be able to reproduce. There's got to be a way.
Right.
You know, so until that day comes, ain't nobody going nowhere. You know, like, and I've come to the point where, like, I'm not happy with what I have, but I'm content with what I have.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not trying to, like, possibly mess up in feeling and sensation just to have a big dick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I got a packer for that.
Exactly. I spent $400 for that.
Right.
That's the next question. What's the best, like, STP or prosthetic brand?
I had an measle and I accidentally put it in the dryer and it melted. So that was a really good brand though, and I really liked it. They're just very, very expensive. But
did you just grab your clothes and put it in the wash and put it in the dryer and then
yes, and it was still in my pants. That's a whole nother story I got for you guys. But my boy here put me onto a website. I'm gonna drop in the link below. Tell him about it.
It's Gender Cat. It's they're pricey, but it's worth it, and they do payment plans.
He's like, bro, I got a Gender Cat. I'm thinking he's talking about like a sugar daddy or something. And I was like, wait, what is that? He's like, oh, it's a prosthetic. I was like, oh. Okay.
No, it's really, really good, and like it's not used for an STP. It's just for pack and play, and it does its job. Does its job.
Heard you. I gotta go.
Any problems with our IDs?
Any problem with our IDs? I do. That one's dying. I'm a jewel fiend.
People just look at it, and sometimes they tell me to go away, and I leave because I'm not arguing with you.
I think I had one problem, and it was like, and it was the most embarrassing. I think the one time that I got carded was the most embarrassing. Like, so we went to this party, and you know how when you go to a party, they frisk the guys, and then they frisk the females. But then exactly.
They're like, where's your meat?
No, they're like, it was like in the beginning of, you know how like our confidence is so boosted when we get that first tee shot that we're just like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm a guy.
I passed. You know?
Right, I passed. You still, it's your first shot, and I'm
like,
trying to go.
Pipe down.
Right. So I go to this party probably like a month after the tee shot, right? And they're like, all right, girls get in this line, guys get in. I'm just like, I'm not getting in this line. I was like, I'm dressed the whole time. I still got like bigger chest. I'm dressed like as they would see as like a dyke or a lesbian or whatever. So I'm like, I'm not getting in this line, mind you. I get in the other line. The line wraps around the building. I had to do the walk of shame all the way back around the building and get in the female line because I pulled out my ID and they were like, What's this? Even though I already went to DMV and it said male and I'm cheesing dumb hard about my picture, they're like, yep, you gotta go to the female line. I was like, but it says male.
It's mostly people who like, they look at my ID and I think they're bored and they just like, they want to give me a hard time. So they're like, oh, well, I'm not selling this to you. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go somewhere that will. Yeah. Because I'm not doing this with you and I'm not explaining my whole life just to get a pack of cigarettes. Like, I'm not doing this. Right. When did our voices change? Like, when did you notice a change in your voice?
I noticed mine around like 2 months. It felt like I was swallowing rocks.
Yeah. I noticed mine around 1 month. I had fast changes.
Right. When tell her when you got your beard.
Like I got a mustache in 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and then I started growing this like I started growing a chin strap like less than a year after T. And my dad, the men in my family aren't very hairy men.
No,
I'm just really blessed.
Though.
Like I'm just very, God loves me. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Best part of being trans. I just say living my truth now. You know?
Yeah, and I say
I don't have to hide all the time now.
I don't have to hide and being an advocate for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys pushed me forward.
Yeah. I think it's just knowing
That's why
that.
Jensen needs a YouTube channel so you can.
But
be a trans
I will
advocate.
disappoint you guys, and I literally post like twice a year
Okay.
on trash. Like, since we've both like identified as women and men, do you think it's helped us in relationships, like romantic or not romantic?
I don't get the question.
Like, can you relate to a woman better than a cis man? Can you think?
Oh, I feel like it's very, very, very interesting having walked on the streets as female and all of these things go through of your head, whether it's you see male, whether you see female. Now
Yeah.
that you transition and you've lived as female and you've already been perceived in this world as female, you have a whole different new outlook. So you're a lot more familiar with the women that you're with.
I feel like I
versus
have a lot
cis
more
male.
respect for women now.
Yeah, we have a lot more.
Because I know what it's like to be like, just have people like catcall. You know, like that's just so gross. And like I feel like around here we see it a lot.
We do, and
Like-
I feel like that's why it's ruined for us, because
it's
then
not-
they think that everybody's a douche.
It's exactly, and like it's not cute. That's not cute.
and that's
I
why
just
they
feel
think
like,
everybody's a douche.
and like I feel like I can relate to women more and their feelings, because like
You should be able to.
you know.
But do you both feel that coming from a male side that you guys feel better with the female as far as being able to give that female what
Yeah.
you know females like?
Yeah.
I feel so.
Because
'Cause
I feel
know
like
When I was a woman, I know what I wanted. You know,
Right.
I was dating men and women, and I knew what I wanted. So now I know at the end of the day what a woman wants.
like the romantic aspect
exactly,
of it.
like you know. Exactly.
When you were Monique, even though you were Monique, you liked people doing for you. You like people doing sweet things for you, but at the same time, you still went out of your way to do even more sweet things for the male.
I
So
feel
now
like,
you're at a reverse where
I
you
feel
can
like-
do with all the things that you wanted done for you that weren't
And I
done.
can't, and it's almost like I have no excuse to treat women poorly, you know, because I know what they want.
But then again, like, tell me if I'm wrong. Is like, that's like, even my therapist asked me this, and he's like, do you feel like, and that's another question, is do you feel like you've taken on like some of the male responsibilities are just too much for you sometimes? And then again, when he asked me that, I'm like,
What's a male responsibility though?
then again, but like when trans people come out as trans, you're coming out as the way you've been feeling all this time. So whether it's me always
Yeah.
treating women with respect or me
I see
being
what you mean.
romantic toward, it's something that was just always
in a
in our,
relationship.
yeah, and
You
it's
don't
always
think-
just
you don't
something that
think
was
that-
in our general nature to
Yeah.
do.
Right.
Because we always knew we were men, so we always wanted to go and treat a woman like a man would treat a woman.
Right, and that we wanted to
Exactly.
fill that, fill
A
that.
provider,
Yeah.
Right.
all that.
But this next question is, what if there's trans men who just can't access tea for some reason? Like, what do you do in that situation?
I think that you should relate back to one of our earlier questions when we basically told them how to pass.
Yeah.
If you're not on testosterone already, you could wear like bigger shirts. If you have medium size or bigger size chest, wear medium size shirts. Try not to wear, some. I look like a douche in this. In this tight. I just like how it hugs my arms.
No, I be getting
But-
shirts small so they look
Right,
good on my
exactly.
arms.
But like, just get a shirt that fits right for you. I found that like before I started testosterone, like shirts with like patterns that distracts
Yeah.
like your chest, or shirts with like button ups where you can just put something on underneath and just like let it flow.
Or if you wear like just a regular like Hanes t-shirt and then like a button up, but don't button it up.
Yeah,
you know
just
what I mean?
don't button
that
it
can
up
like
all
hide
the
your
way.
hips and stuff, and like because a lot of times like your chest, it doesn't necessarily show here, but it shows on the sides. So
Yeah.
if you have like a shirt on over it, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
and not buttoned up, because if it does that, then it's the whole purpose is ruined.
Another thing that helped me was I stopped shopping. It's your preference, but stop shopping in like women's pants, because like they're more curvier.
They're just
like
they,
their skinny jeans
they,
are a
they
lot
fit
more
your body
curvier.
better, you know.
So like if you figure out like what's your waist, like I'm like 31 by 32 length, like if you figure out what your waist is, your pants will fit a lot more better with your hips and
yeah,
thighs
it'll
and
go
stuff.
straight down instead of like caressing your body, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Good pants to get are from Forever 21.
Forever 21 and H&M's pants are really good.
Really
H&M,
good. They have like nice like work pants too.
Yeah, they're not like, I know some like Eblin's or like Foot Locker places like that. They're just too long for they're for the average like medium or long guy.
What do you say to people who often get misgendered?
People that often get misgendered. It's not their transition. It's not for them to understand. It's easier than said to just brush it off. That's for sure, because it still gets to me sometimes.
Because at the end of the day, you're going home and you're like, damn, that person misgendered me. Like, it kind of puts you in a place you're not trying to be.
Yeah, it puts you in a place you definitely don't want to be. But I mean, if you definitely have somebody you could just vent to and say, like, this happened today, like, personally, just for me, I go to my girlfriend, I tell her everything. Go to my mom, my grandma, whoever, just somebody that you can vent to and not keep it all bottled inside. Just at the end of the day, remember that is your transition. Nobody's transition is the same. Don't try to compare your transition to anybody else's. You're not gonna be happy. Yeah, just nobody's transition is the same. Nobody needs to be on hormones to be transgender.
You don't, no.
You don't have to have a name change to be transgender.
I haven't changed my name.
You don't.
And I don't plan on it.
Have to wear boy clothes to be transgender. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with.
Like, there's nothing in this world that says you have to be this to be this. There's nothing, My friend Cameron said, as a trans man, do you feel like you see yourself in movies in a positive representation? Like, are we portrayed correctly? Because I like when trans men...
Do you know Elliot
Fletcher?
Fletcher?
So damn cute, yeah.
He's a very... I feel like he portrays trans men very well. But he's also a trans man.
I hate when... And that's... I feel like there's... Like, when women play trans men.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like... I don't know. I find that strange. Like, if there are trans actors and actresses, you know what I mean? Like, why just be blatant about it? Like, oh, this person really isn't.
Well, I feel like the world is also doing a lot more better with like all these series and things that are coming out with actually using
queer people.
Actually using people that are actually in our group to play these actors.
Because they know, and it's for them, it's not acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just being who they are.
Yeah.
How do you deal with hate?
How do you deal with hate?
Honestly,
fuck them.
Fuck them. That's all. I just honestly, when I see a hateful message or someone says some dumb shit, I'm just like, you're mad.
I'm over it. Like,
you're mad.
I've gotten so over it. Like, you know what I'm so excited for, and it's sad to say, like, I probably never heard anybody say this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited to build up the hate comments so I can do a hate comment video. Like, keep talking shit.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep getting me views. Keep sharing the video. Like,
because if you're hating, I know you're telling somebody else, oh, this tranny on YouTube, and they go look me up. There's another subscriber, because we cute.
Check. Ching. Ching.
Like, oh, y'all annoying sometimes.
Put a check in my pocket.
For real. Bringing up my bag. Thank you. We think that dating a trans man is different than dating a cis man. Like, when a woman is dating a trans man versus a cis man, do you think there's a difference? And if so, what?
We're better. But honestly, I don't know. That's a question for them to answer, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna do a video. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video with my girl, and we're gonna ask like.
I need to get a bae so that we can do couples videos.
Fact, we do couples videos. We're not gonna have you 30.
But everybody be playing out here.
Hit him up in the comments. I'm gonna put it in social media below.
But don't put my snap because they be snap.
I got you. I got you.
Do you feel what are your fears with interacting with others in society? If you have any.
I think I just always had a fear of rejection, but I'm getting over it. But the more comfortable I am within myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just like when I say I don't care about what people think. I think I really don't care. Like I just like at the end of the day, when I put my head down on my pillow, I am the only person I have. And that's okay with me. So why is someone else's opinion gonna matter? I don't fear. Like, I worry that there might be a time where I get into a situation where I'm in danger, but I don't walk around in fear thinking, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like, it's no way to live. I came out so I didn't have to feel that way. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to live that way. Have we experienced discrimination in like the health field and stuff? And like the question your friend asked.
I experience a lot of discrimination at the emergency room. Like every time I go, I don't know if it's just Middlesex Hospital.
Middlesex sucks. Oh
They're just
my god, they are
before
so
I take
stupid.
care of you, you're transgender, right?
And I know you're on hormones, and I know you haven't had a period in a year, but are you pregnant? Like, come on now.
Right. Before I touch your leg, I just need to know, do you have the surgery? They're just as bad as you.
They're just as bad, but they can say it because they're doctors.
They're doctors, so they can ask you these things.
If you're doctors, why are you asking me?
Right.
You should read my chart and know that I don't have
right,
bladder
and
surgery.
not bring up these questions because you know what's in my chart.
Literally, like, you just want to know. Not
I
my
hold
doctor.
people.
And it ain't even the doctor asking, it's the nosy ass nurses.
Right.
The same thing with me, just emergency rooms, and I get my hormones from Planned Parenthood, and you know they're amazing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really, everyone's cool there. How expensive is it really to be trans?
Golly, when I don't have insurance, I paid $350 a month for appointments. I paid $250 for a bottle of testosterone that lasts me 5 months. And I paid $22 for needles that last me 3 months. Pretty expensive, guys.
See, I'm a privileged white boy, and I'm on my father's insurance.
See, that's the good thing about
You know,
state insurance right now. They're paying for everything.
But I haven't ever paid. I have a $10 copay for my testosterone, and my needles altogether. So, like, my 2 syringes, my 2 18 gauge, and my 2 22 gauge, because I do it bi-weekly, so that's a month. Those are like $1.27 altogether.
Crazy.
Plus the 10 on the copay. So it ends up being like $12 a month that I have to pay for my hormones.
Yeah, it's all based on insurance, honestly, where you're located.
And my insurance at any time could just peep that what I'm doing is trans related because it's a private insurance, and they could just be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
The insurance company that I had,
when you write letters to it, you cannot say a damn thing about being trans.
What the hell was it? Cigna. Fuck Cigna Insurance. They sent me a letter back from my top surgery, and they were like, sorry, we're not covering anything trans related. That's what they said.
How has it, this one is the one we can literally just touch, but how has it affected your mental health? Like, how has testosterone affected our mental?
It affected it in good ways and it affected it in bad ways, honestly. I think the worst way that I affected it was just a lot harder to deal with my emotions and pinpoint what's going on because everything's so new to me.
Yeah.
And the easiest, or the most, like, the good thing that I got out of it was I'm not as sensitive, so it's easier to deal with more things.
See, for me, I think testosterone has made me more sensitive. Like, I was such an angry and a bitter person. Like, I genuinely walked around this world and I hated everything and everybody.
Yo, if you think, like, if I telling you I'm sensitive right now, you would be like, how the fuck, like, what were you before? Like, I mean, like, I'm still sensitive now, but oh my god, before I would cry about
no emotion,
anything.
and now, like, I feel myself, like, it's hard for me to deal with, like, the emotion of sadness because it's so unfamiliar.
Yeah, like, I feel bad, like, if anybody drops
and so I
tomorrow, like,
I just throw it into, like, so I find myself, I'm like, shit, I don't know how to deal with these emotions, so I'm just gonna turn it into anger.
Yeah.
And then that's what I do, and that's how I get myself in trouble, and, like, there's just, it's so, like, and it's messed up because I know what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But it's, like, that anger is so much more comfortable than that sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's messed up, but I feel like a lot of, not even trans men,
as
a
long
lot
as
of men
you recognize what you're doing, though.
Yeah, and, like, we working on it. Do we still get our monthlies?
I already
The
answered
P
that.
word. I'm not saying that word.
Right. I already answered that. If I miss my shot, like a week, or it's like my time is just off, I'll get it back. It'll last for like 3 days, and then I take my shot or whatever. It lasts different varies of whatever. It's weird.
The last time I got mine was probably 2 months, and it was random as hell. It was 2 months ago, and like there was a lot of like sensitive emotions going on in my life, and I feel like my emotions had a lot to do with it. Like there was just a lot going on. So, and it was only for like, it was like spotting for literally less than 48 hours. But I started freaking out. I was like, oh my damn God, what is happening? But everything was fine. Has your muscle mass changed?
My muscle mass has definitely changed. It's a lot easier to like work out and stuff too. Like if I work out, like I can like eat McDonald's all week and then exercise for the whole week next week and be straight.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My muscles, like, I don't know. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see the pictures. But
link below.
There's a lot, like my muscle mass. I've gone to the gym maybe 5 times since I've been on T, and my body has just done its own thing.
Yeah,
I've lost a lot of weight and I've gotten
and it comes so quickly.
So quick. Like I was getting like abs, like you can see my like obliques and shit, and I don't even do anything. I just like I stay in bed and smoke weed and eat chips, like.
Right, I'm telling you.
And I don't know what it is.
Let have it been like me trying to work out when I wasn't on hormones. It would take forever.
I struggled with my weight so bad. Like I felt like I was always just like, oh, I'm such a fat bitch. Like, but I've lost so much weight, and I feel like. And that's also like when you're on T, you're happier, so you don't eat so much shit, and like you're genuinely just happier with your life. How long do we have to take T? Well, kids, there's a twist.
We gotta take it the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I mean we don't have to, but for the change, if we stop, the changes stop and reverse. And
not all of them, but majority of them.
Yeah. And that's another video for another time, like irreversible changes. And I don't know enough about that because I haven't experienced that. But have you ever had to go on and off?
Yeah, honestly, and it was only for like 2 months, but 2 months is a long time.
That's a long time when you're trying to find yourself.
Especially, and it was like the beginning of my transition, and I had a weekly shot, so I was just it sucked.
I'm not personally getting bottom surgery, but I am getting a histo.
Yeah, I definitely want a hysterectomy.
I don't want to ever have to be like, oh, where are my ovaries?
Right.
Not inside me anymore.
I don't want to have to worry about not taking my shot.
Do you think that we could donate them?
Probably. I'm trying to sell them.
I'll donate because I was fertile as hell. Y'all can take them. Bye. Goodbye. You can have them.
That was the last question, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot of things. Drop a comment below of your favorite question or something that you guys learned below that you guys did not know before you clicked on this video.
We need more questions for the next video. So if you're not comfortable dropping them below, always feel free to inbox me them. My social media will be below. Jensen's social media will be below. Forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Anything you want to tell them? Just take into consideration all the things we talked about, and don't be that ignorant person. Now you know you have no excuse. Now you can respect all trans people.
Facts.
Now you cannot be rude.
You can't, and if you are, you're just ignorant.
Exactly.
You're just ignorant.
We're here educating you. That's what we did.
Alright. Again, stay tuned for that second part. We're gonna do the giveaway of an extra small binder, and I might get another one. I might surprise you guys and get another one. I don't know yet, but definitely stay tuned for the second video. We're gonna do a giveaway, part 2 of questions, and I'm also dropping my merch. Give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.